This is Mad Cat again. A couple of changes going on. Based on my last videos, I got a few constructive criticisms. One, that the volume was a little bit low. It's hard for me to judge this because when I play it back on my computer, it comes out just fine. So I have a microphone hooked up right now. It's really just my game microphone that I've had for about a year. Also, you're going to notice that I've shifted the lighting a little bit. I'm using a lot more sources for light, so it's not as dark, but you know, it could still be better. So I'm coming to today with an update on some things that are going on. Now, I didn't mention in my last video that the final thing that I did is I did send off some paperwork to MetLife. I filled out some of the forms for long-term disability, as well as had the doctor send off some forms. So even though I couldn't get a specialist to sign off on me being disabled, I'm hoping to go ahead and approve me for long-term disability. Now, even if they don't, there is some plans of action that I can do, such as pursue again short-term disability and hope that it goes through, but also try to talk to some lawyers that specialize in long-term disability. Tried talking to them before, but they only really will deal with me if I've been denied for long-term disability. So, I mean, there is a plan of attack right now. It's just, I really want to go after the doctor, because given the situation I'm in right now, I could stand to go back to work, even though I'm having difficulty with it, like I did, earlier this year, just force myself to do it. Be a complete basket case and not be able to do anything, but at least I'm getting some money. So, I don't really have anything to report on the history of my disability, but I do want to report on how I'm moving forward right now. So, one thing that that I started this week is I'm enforcing myself a new therapy. Wow. I'm just noticing how the light is shining from my glasses. I'm going to go ahead and take these off. So, with my therapy, I'm basically going to do a couple of different activities that's going to, in my opinion, help improve my brain. The activities I'm going to do in order of the days. On Mondays and Thursdays, I'm going to do Android programming. Now, this was something that I was actually doing right before my accident happened, and here and there I've tried to do. I want to make a game company. I technically already have one. We have one product released on the market, but I want to relearn how to do Android programming and make Android apps, more specifically video games, on these apps, and possibly on Apple, Windows Phone, as well as computers. So this is a lifelong dream. While I do have the time, I want to take advantage of that and learn Android programming. Plus, this is going to help me because it's basically learning a brand new language and forcing me to be creative. Now, on Tuesdays, I'm actually going to try to teach myself to play the piano. My mother has a nice keyboard piano. I've done a couple of tunes. I can play the theme to the new Star Trek movie on my left hand. I know a couple of the chords, as well as the Metal Gear Solid as well. But I actually want to be trained on how to play the piano. Now, I don't know these specific studies, but I've heard that learning to play an instrument can be useful in developing a mind. And on Wednesdays, such as today, I'm going to be making videos. There's a wide range of videos I want to shoot. Some of them will include these disability videos. I'm going to be introducing a cooking program. It's going to be called Bachelor Cooking. And the idea is that I've met a number of bachelors who live alone or live with a roommate, but they just gorge themselves on fast food and ramen noodles, and they state that they don't know how to cook. They don't exactly have a desire to, but I don't think it's just for females. I think men should learn how to cook. And over the years, I've taught myself how to cook, and I've watched other people cook and pick up their habits, and I've kind of developed my own thing. So I'm going to teach bachelors how to cook, more specifically on a budget, and how to be a little bit smart about that. My first video is actually going to be on spaghetti, how to basically make your sauce, how to cook your meat, and the noodles. Be sure to stay tuned for that. I do want to do a video series about gender equality. Basically, I'm going to have a friend help me out with this. Now, she identifies herself as a feminist. In my opinion, she represents what a true feminist is that she does want equality for women, but she also recognizes that there is an inequality for men. But on the issue of gender equality being balanced, she would represent the female perspective, I represent the male perspective. A lot of issues we'll agree on, a lot of issues we'll disagree on, but I mean, that's kind of the fun of a debate, is to have differences of opinions and try to raise awareness for issues. Then I'm going to be doing a news program, a week in review of news that's related to video games and technology related to video games. I'm really looking forward to this. I think there's going to be a lot of promise with it. It's not necessarily something different from what anyone else is doing. It's just more of, this is what I want to do. I want to be a voice in the community. Even if it's just reporting news that other people have done, I want to present it out. Also give people an opportunity to share their thoughts on it and maybe repost some of those responses or respond to their responses. I feel that I have something to contribute to the industry because I spend a lot of time studying it, studying trends, studying future technologies, and studying the past. The other video series that I want to do, and I'm subject to do more or cut a few of these away, is one of the passions I have in life is tarot reading. However, I'm an atheist, and my reader friends have encouraged me to write a book about the atheist experience for tarot cards. So what I want to do first is kind of shoot a video and not only give you a perspective of an atheist's approach to tarot cards, I want to compare 4 decks of cards together, discuss things like symbology, imagery. I won't really get into colors too much. I mean, it's going to be present there. I have my own personal deck, which I'm going to probably relate to the most, and tell you my approach to tarot cards and show that tarot cards can be read by an atheist and can oftentimes give a more pure result. So there will be a video series dedicated to that where I'll discuss each and every card, starting with the major arcana. Like I said, on Thursdays, going back to the original discussion, I'll be doing Android programming again. And then on Fridays, it's going to kind of be a wild card day. I'm going to try to do some writing because I do want to start publishing books again. And I do a lot of fan fiction for Star Wars The Old Republic for my character in it. It sounds silly, but it's a good writing exercise, and I do get a peer review from people in my guild. But I'm going to do some writing. I'm probably going to do a little bit of video editing as well. Today will also be a little bit of video editing after I shoot a couple of my videos. So do the video editing as well as, write up some scripts for videos I want to do. Saturday will be to do some more editing and some video shooting. It's just going to be some simple stuff. And that's basically what my therapy is. Now, I've watched a couple of videos, and if you see in my channel, I have a whole playlist dedicated to post-concussion syndrome. And I think that this therapy might help me on the basis that when someone is suffering from post-concussion syndrome, basically their neurons are damaged. Now, this is not something you'll see on an MRI. I think one of the quotes I got was that if you look on an MRI, it measures out to a millimeter of length. That's the smallest unit you can see. And within that, there's like 70,000 neurons within that space. So an MRI can only really measure the structure of the brain, not necessarily specifically the neurons. And a good part of my neurons, it's hard to determine how much, but given that I'm being affected, there's a good amount of neurons that are damaged. I'm hoping in that forcing myself to do these therapy exercises each day will start to repair my brain on its own and hopefully get me out of this. But to see any positive results could take at least a year to 2 years before I might see any positive results. So it's a long journey ahead. I'm also trying to stabilize my sleep pattern, try to go to bed around 10, 11, 12, 1, and then wake up about 8 a.m. I so far haven't been able to master that just yet. That's a work in progress. Then I get up, I take a shower, I shave, as you kind of see that I did this morning. Eat breakfast, try to structure my meals specifically, try to have about 4 to 6 meals a day. The big thing here, and this is why I can't really go back to work, because I'm sure a lot of you might think, well, if you can do that, then you can go back to work, is that I'm going to take breaks as much as I need them. Yesterday, since it was my first day, Monday kind of threw everything off with it being a holiday, I only made it as far as 5 hours. And it's because my brain just really couldn't have any more of that. So I just got to take this one day at a time and not push myself too hard. But I'm really hopeful that this has a chance of working. Unfortunately, none of my doctors could ever really prescribe anything like this because most of them didn't even really realize what was going on. And the one doctor that had the capability, I just don't think his heart was really into helping me. It's like he would get paid a lot of money just my presence being there. So that's my plan of attack right now. Follow me on Twitter. I'll post the link below. I post on almost an hourly basis of what's going on, if not a daily basis. And wish me luck. Go ahead and comment down below, rate my videos, try to get my message out there. Mostly I want to help other people with post-concussion syndrome, that if I can do it, you can do it too, and kind of provide kind of a support on the internet. Just one more voice out there speaking about this mysterious condition that seems to escape most people, especially doctors. Anyways, I'm going to sign off for now, and everyone take care.